Seko. Estamba Seko.
Good morning and welcome to Lagos this morning. It's Friday. Hope you're having a beautiful day. We're happy that you're there watching us live on Flip TV. This is Lagos this morning once again. My name is Ebuka Ezobika. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Lagos. Nakwana Lagos. Just like the Hausa people, we greet good morning. And Otutuoma Lagos, Ekaro Lagos, like the Igbo and Yoruba would have it. It's still Lagos this morning here on your screen, and my name is Kofela Durutimi. Okay, you're welcome to Lagos this morning.
So you don't have to really ask who is looking more cute today. The week has been stressful for some of us, whereas the week has been so nice to some people.
I get that you want to compliment me. Why not just do that directly instead of going through corners?
I'm not going through corners. I'm just
talk your mind. No, they go through corners.
And ease the tension currently in the country. So many things are going on as it is. I will serve you all the details, talking about stories making the rounds here in the country. We'll first start with the dailies. We'll go through each and every one of them as it is this morning. So quickly, we'll start with the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. And the front page of the Daily Trust: Appeal Court sacks Zamfara governor. Orders rerun in 3 local government areas. Interesting times. Kano, Bauchi governors would know their fate today. Panic foodstuffs buying in Kano State over fear of violence. Now, why is this going on? It's going on because in Kano State, the judgment would be delivered today concerning the governorship election. So, people are already, kind of jittery a bit because of what the outcome might be, either in favor or against the current governor of the state, who is from the New Nigerian People's Party, NNPP, in that state. So police warn against wild jubilation in Bauchi, wants things to be done calmly. Then moving on to other stories. Dollar hit 1,105 at official market. 1,105 at official market. That is in the Daily Trust newspaper. Garden egg vendor defiles 9-year-old orphan in Kano. A very sad situation there. Importers incurred 90,000 naira daily demurrage on cargoes. All these stories and more, you'll find them in the Daily Trust newspaper this morning.
Also, the next newspaper this morning is Vanguard newspaper. The main headline there is why kidnapping has replaced armed robbery. Why kidnapping has replaced armed robbery. NSA says we can continue borrowing to fund Nigerians' budget. Wale Edun says. Also, we have on the Vanguard newspaper, FGSC okays 22 justices for elevation to Supreme Court. Fireworks as stakeholders interrogate national security media reforms.
I remember that game as it went down yesterday in Uyo. Alright, so moving on to the Tribune newspaper. Anxiety in Kano Plateau as court orders rerun in Zamfara State. That is the big headline on the Tribune newspaper this morning. Moving on, 322 bodies not discovered in grave sites in Anambra. That's talking about the Truth Commission. 80-year-old woman dies in Lagos building collapse. Very sad news yesterday coming from that particular area, as 80-year-old woman dies in that particular building. Then a 60-year-old retired banker makes first class. Wow. Wins 8 awards at UI convocation. Wow. Very, very interesting there. 60-year-old doing that particular one. That's in the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Insecurity. We inherited tough period, says Ribado at editors' conference. That's the Ribado, the National Security Advisor, telling Nigerians we inherited a tough period. But I don't think there should be an excuse. You already know these things before coming in. So we know that these are the things that are on ground. What we need right now is the way out. Anyway, more of that particular story, you have them on the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. So, Southeast, North Central gets 3 new Supreme Court justices each. The Nigerian Tribune would serve you more stories.
All right, on the Nation newspaper this morning is this is from Ribadu. That's made headline on the Nation newspaper. Government winning battle against oil thefts, banditry. And under it, the rider is oil production has risen to 1.7 BPD. Senate invites service chiefs for briefing. The 31 ESCO's members passed conference votes in Akeredolu. And up the left side of the front page newspaper is federal government can't rely on loans to fund 2024 budget, says the minister. Adeleke suspends CJ despite court order. And on the 2023 poll, why INEC experienced internal sabotage. The Sultan holds Makinde for building mosques in Ibadan.
All right, moving on now to the Punch newspaper. Be patient. Inherited crisis won't disappear overnight. Ribado is saying this. I like the choice of words that the Punch used to caption their headline. Ribado is saying the same thing, but they just kind of took it a bit. Be patient, Nigerians. Inherited crisis won't disappear overnight. It's a steady and a gradual process. NSA appeals to Nigerians, says Tinubu inherited poor economy and insecurity. Exposed deficits inherited from Buhari. Be transparent. Obi challenges federal government. You're saying that there's no money on the ground. You're saying you met an empty treasury. So expose these things. What did you inherit? What did you meet on ground? What are the things that are missing? So Peter Obi is calling for transparency in this administration, doing the work that he's always doing concerning opposition, and that he'll be doing the work of an opposition this period. So that's what we are seeing from Peter Obi. Very vocal in the last couple of days. Guinea-Bissau at 50. Tinubu pledges support for West Africa democracy. You see that also in the Punch newspaper this morning. Osun Assembly suspend Chief Judge. Adeleke appoints replacement. Interesting times there in Osun State. So many stories coming from Osun State. Well, for more, you have to check through the Punch newspaper. 80-year-old woman dies in building collapse. Not so good news here coming from the building collapse. Very, very, very sad. The building collapsed yesterday here in Lagos, and it's very sad that a life has been lost. Talking about the spate of building collapses in Lagos State. The Punch newspaper, that is what that's where rather you find the stories.
Moving on to the Blueprint newspaper. Nigerian surmounting security challenges target 2 million crude 2024. The rider says Tinubu government most transparent administration ever. Senate summons security chiefs over current concerns. Adeleke flouts court order, sacks Osun CJ. Our monetary policy stands already yielding results, says CBN. UI at 75, 60-year-old man backs first class in sociology. That's amazing one.
Very good.
That's an amazing one. Naira struggles again, depreciates to $827.83 at official markets. Senate confirms Maeda as NCC Executive Vice Chairman. After 4 failed attempts, UN Security Council agrees on Israel-Hamas war.
Now to the new News Direct newspaper. That is where we are headed right now. Telcos frustrated as banks' USSD debt rises to 200 billion naira. Operators threaten to block debtor banks and withdraw their services. You find that in the News Direct newspaper. Adeleke suspends Osun CJ as courts grant embattled judge injunction order. Meaning there's an injunction order, but the governor overruled that order to suspend the Chief Justice there in Osun State and replacing him immediately in Osun State. So more drama there as long as the politics in Osun is concerned. More of the story, you get it from the Nigerian News Direct this morning.
Yes, moving on to the next news this morning is First News. First News newspaper. The main headline here is Appeal Court sacks Zamfara governor, orders rerun. Insecurity has reduced under Tinubu, NSA Ribadu boast. Presidency cabal influencing judicial decisions against us, PDP cries out. The PDP now liability to democracy. PDP now liability to democracy, says APC. Appeal Court judgments remain calm, Kano tells residents. Suspected terrorist prosecution resumes in 2 weeks. That's from Justice Minister. And on Kano Guba, Appeal Court decides Friday. Bankruptcy claim. This is a bankruptcy claim. Disclose what you inherited. Obi tells FG. Insecurity. This is on insecurity. Service chiefs, IGP, Sean Senate summons. The IGP gave 613 deceased officers' family 2.2 billion naira. Okay, that's amazing. We can find more of these stories on the First News newspaper.
All right, moving on to this Nigeria. That is where we are in this Nigerian newspaper. Buhari's policies suffocated private sector. Which is this according to reports coming out from this Nigerian newspaper, talking about some of the policies of the past administration suffocated and how it suffocated the economy, and especially for private sector growth in the country. Last 8 years difficult for Nigerians. I'm sure every Nigerian would would have something to say about this particular issue concerning what happened in the last 8 years. Then moving on to other stories here, Senate queries MDA's poor revenue projection. This is talking about the ministries, departments, and agencies. So the Senate are beginning to query some things going on there. Naira hits record low against the US dollar in official markets, meaning that the Naira just keeps going down and down and down, and this time it has hit a record low in the official market. Adeleke defies court order, suspends CJ. Appeal Court declares Zamfara Guba polls inconclusive, orders fresh election in 3 local governments. This is some of the stories making the rounds here on this Nigerian newspaper.
Lastly, the newspaper headline we have for you this morning is the Business Day newspaper. Soaring prices leave Nigerians caught between food and medicine. Netflix subscriber numbers reflect Nigerians' economic struggles. The Business Day publisher gets FMDQ Personality of the Decade Award. 500,000 South African subscribers kiss DSTV goodbye. 500,000 South African subscribers kiss DSTV a goodbye. Naira falls 9.8% in 3 months on single FX regime. Yes, and that is all we have this morning on the newspaper front page headlines.
All right, so that's some of the stories making the round. So we'll go for a short break, but before that, thank you to those of you that your comments already have been thrilling in. Emma Samuel, good morning, Kofo.
Thank you very much. Good morning to you.
Ebuka, good job. You're taking good care of my padding. Things we do for the needy. We can't, we just do this.
Excuse me.
Things we do for the people.
Don't
so
worry.
at least she's actually saying that. At least I'm trying.
I refuse to
trying.
talk.
I'm trying. You don't have to say anything. It's already showing.
You're trying. You're trying.
Majid says good morning, Gideon.
Good morning, Majid. Good morning, Gideon. Love you too.
He didn't say he loves you. He just said he loves
yes, it's in the case that he loves us. That is what he meant. So you should actually,
Okay. All right, since you insist,
Yes.
anything for you. So let's go on a short break right now. We'll come back. When we'll come
Yes.
back, we'll be discussing some of the major topics on the front pages this morning. Don't go anywhere. This is still Lagos this morning.
100 naira ego. Esther Mbaseko.
Okay, you're welcome back to Lagos this morning. Yes, it's still Lagos this morning right there on your screen. And it's still your favorite host here in the program, Kufurola and
Ebuka.
yes, so we'll be moving right into the, the main topics we have for you all today, which is we'll be starting with the headlines, the main headlines for us this morning.
I'm talking about the headlines. You'll pick some of the cogent points that we saw during the newspaper.
Yes.
So many of these talking points. So we'll just do a summary of some of the basic stories. Tinubu returns to Nigeria after Guinea-Bissau trip.
Nigeria can no longer rely on borrowing, Finance Minister tells Senate.
Federal government declares state of emergency in Nigeria's health sector.
So, which is actually our main
Yes,
topic
our
for
main
today.
topic for
Yeah.
today.
Abdul Salamin led peace committee decries votes buying during off-cycle elections.
And moving on to other stories, commuters groan as refuse takes over Lagos Bridge.
Adeleke suspends Osun Chief Judge.
And also moving on to the foreign scene, Biden hails productive talks with Xi Jinping in America there.
Yes, then we've had it from, politics and foreign. Now let's have something in entertainment and sports. In entertainment, Snoop Dogg to quit smoking.
That's a basic. That's a headline, basically.
Yes.
Snoop Dogg to quit smoking. And then on sports, Super Eagles struggle against Lesotho. So these are the stories that we'll be looking
Yes.
at this morning as it is. But let's start off with the first story this morning.
Yes. Yes, we still have something on entertainment, which
Okay.
is actually the confusion as Oladib's
Yeah.
friends debunk the death rumors.
And so we'll be looking
Yes.
at that and whether it is true, whether it is false, whether it is a prank. We'll discuss
Right.
that later in the show. So let's start off with the big story. So feel free to drop your comments as we are giving you all the stories. Any of them you feel like talking about and you want to have your say, feel free by just letting us know on the comment section there. So we'll start off with the first story. Tinubu returns to Nigeria after Guinea-Bissau trip. President Bola Tinubu has arrived in the country after joining President Umaru Sissoco Embalo and the government of Guinea-Bissau to celebrate its 50th independence anniversary and Armed Forces Day. President Tinubu arrived in Bissau on Thursday around 6 a.m. for the ceremony and was warmly welcomed at the event which he attended at the invitation of President Mbalo. Alongside other head of states and government, he joined the festivities in Bissau, the country's capital. With them, we are the Portuguese Prime Minister Antonio Costa and also the President of Gambia, Adama Barrow. So we say welcome back to the president, and let's say still keep doing more work, because there is so much work on ground for the president as he is back.
Yes, and then moving on to the next story is Nigeria can no longer rely on borrowing. The finance minister tells Senate. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister for the Economy, Wale Edun, has declared that the country cannot rely on borrowing to fund the 2024 budget. Edun stated this on Thursday when he appeared before the Joint Senate Committee interrogating the 2024 to 2026 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper chaired by Senator Sani Musa. The finance minister told the joint panel that the best way Nigeria can fund its annual budget is to spend more money on infrastructure. We have an existing borrowing profile, yes, which is actually true. Our direction of tariff is to reduce the quantum of borrowing or intercepting deficits financing in the 2024 budget. That is the Wale Edun speaking right there. Clearly, the environment that we have now internationally as well as nationally, we are in no position to rely on borrowing.
You know, as it is right now, you're concerning this issue. Wale Edun has spoken what we all know.
Yes.
This is something we all know. Now, it's not a crime to borrow. Every country in the world borrows money. The USA, China, everybody borrows money. But the question that we are asking, this money we are borrowing, what are we using it for? This money we are collecting on loans, what do we use it for? We're just talking about the palliative that we are being shared to the less privileged in the society. We went out of our way to go and borrow those money from the World Bank. What do we do with that? That the money didn't come in for investment. No, the money went out to share to the people, buy rice, buy things for people. So the question is not about we borrowing. It's not a big crime to borrow. But the question is, what do we borrow for? What are we using this money for? Yeah, some of them are going into road infrastructures that we know that, yes, it's used for that particular ones. But other monies we've been borrowing, we have not been seeing. We have been borrowing a lot of times.
We just keep hearing, okay.
We just keep borrowing.
Nigeria borrowed is this, that's debt, and but then
we keep borrowing. So right now, the finance minister is saying that we can no longer rely on borrowing. Yes, we have to start. Which is actually true. We have to start making our own money. The country has to start generating its own source of revenue. Yeah. Borrowing of money, borrowing every time, does not solve a problem. So we have to start making our own money, as it is. Moving on, federal government declares state of emergency in Nigeria's health sector. As it is, this has been highlighted as stakeholders across the country converged in Ekiti State for the 64th National Council on Health, where salient issues around health sector were up for discussion. The opening ceremony on Thursday was an avenue to set the tone around the theme, which focuses on building resilience and an inclusive health care system for a healthy Nigeria. The Coordinating Minister for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Mohammed Ali Pate, said the nation's health facilities are in bad shape, adding that there is a need for an urgent intervention. The governor of Ekiti State, Mr. Abiodun Oyebanji, in his remarks, said the state received with great excitement the offer to host the 64th National Council on Health and the prospect of having all distinguished delegates from across the nation, including international stakeholders, in health policy development in the state for agenda-setting council meeting. It's not far-fetched anymore. We know what is going on in the health sector in the country.
I remember one of these programs, I think some days ago, we discussed about the health sector in Nigeria.
Yeah, and how doctors are no longer so many again in the country. The high cost of drugs in the country. Drugs are very, very expensive. People can't. There's a video trending on social media of a guy that is lamenting about the price of asthma drugs. He said at the point it was less, but right now it's way up there. The drugs they get normally for 8,000 naira.
Honestly, there are some certain things that just shouldn't rise.
At all, not this time.
For real.
Not this time. So there is so many things that is wrong basically with the health sector in our country. Lack of manpower, insufficient funding for medical workers,
Yeah.
resident doctors complaining about people not even coming in. Instead of them coming to the country, everybody is going outside. The Japa syndrome has hit hard on the health sector. So,
Anyways, we'll still come back to that. Yes, we'll still come back to that to discuss more on it. Yes, but in the meantime, you can keep dropping your comment on that. Yeah, so the next story is Abdul Salami led peace committee decries vote buying violence during off-cycle election. The Abdul Salami, the former military head of state, Abdul Salami Abubakar, has led the National Peace Committee on Thursday, commended stakeholders, including staff members of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, for the conduct of the off-cycle election in Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi states. The committee also decried incidents of violence, vote buying, and intimidation, among others, which it described as disturbing. According to the Peace Committee, the National Peace Committee is grateful to all critical stakeholders who worked round the clock to ensure that the elections are free, fair, and credible. Our appreciation goes to the staff of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, security agencies, traditional rulers, leaders of political parties, non-governmental organizations, civil society groups, the media, and others who ensured the success of the election in the 3 states. We express our gratitude to the voters in the states for defying obstacles and threats by performing their civic duties. We encourage our people to remain resilient and to use our experiences to correct the mistakes in the process of our elections.
General Abdul Salam Abubakar, we know how he's very, very pivotal and very important. He is one of those that is in forefront of the Peace Act or the Peace Pact. Before there's an election, they call on all the electoral umpires, the gladiators that will be contesting these elections to come and sign the Peace Pact, so that after the election there will be no violence. So this is his own summation of what transpired during the elections. In his own case, he's talking about violence, where it was part of the things that marred the elections, vote buying. These are some of the things. Also, some of the governorship candidates of some of the parties complained about, and we saw these things. Dino Melaye, for one, coming out to say the election was mad with vote buying, mad with rigging, mad with so many things that he mentioned. Also, not forgetting the candidate of the SDP in Kogi State, also complaining about many of these things that went down in these elections. So him coming out to say this, I think any of these political parties that will be taking the issue to court would have this as part of their evidence, that even those that came as observers for the elections complained bitterly about some of these things that marred the elections. So for General Abdul Salami, he's a national treasure, and it's good what he is doing. Now let's come now to Lagos State, basically because commuters are beginning to complain about some things going on in Lagos State. Commuters, especially in Mangoro area, Agege local government area of Lagos State, are groaning over the conversion of a pedestrian bridge. Now it has been converted from a bridge to an illegal dump site.
Oh my God.
According to the correspondent that visited the bridge on Thursday, reported that the bridge is filled with solid waste, which is unpleasant for residents and commuters who use the bridge. Some of the commuters who spoke said the bridge is currently an eyesore for commuters and residents flying the bridge. A resident by name Adebayo Ibrahim claimed that residents and commuters are to blame for the dumping of refuse on the pedestrian bridge. According to him, the bridge is not encouraging to use at all. Everywhere on the bridge is filled with irritating dirt, and it is a bit disgusting. However, I do not blame the people who put waste there. They do it because nobody uses the bridge at all. So many complaints of this particular bridge here in Lagos.
This is actually not a very nice thing. We are shouting, keep Lagos clean, keep Lagos clean. But at the same time, we have people who just go there and dump refuse. I don't know.
Like he mentioned that because people do not ply the bridge. Pedestrian bridge, many of the time, in Lagos State here, probably you would have noticed it. There is always a pedestrian bridge.
Yes.
But people prefer to just cross. So, that's one of the reasons.
Especially at night, evening, night, people prepare to actually cross the road instead of using the pedestrian bridges like that are in Lagos. And you know why? There was a time I was having a conversation with someone, and the person was like, he told me that he can't use the bridge because now there's robbery on the bridge.
Yes, they rob on the
Yes,
bridges,
they
yeah.
actually. So that is why people might not want to use the bridge because they rob on the bridge. We already have those people who stand there begging, asking people for money, and from begging, they begin to rob people of their properties. So you want to really blame them. So we can't justify dumping refuse there, justify it with the fact that people don't use the bridge. No, it is not done that way.
And sometimes too, it's not just those that are living in the area. But sometimes it's also people that that pass by. You know, some people go out in the morning. This
Yes.
is Lagos. Some people just hold their own. They will package the dirt very well, hold it in their hand. Once they get to the bridge, just drop it there.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know how to eat something, then just drop the nylon or something and just drop it on the floor. Because it is not nice. I'd rather keep it in my bag. Then when I get to a place I can dispose it, I drop it there. So I don't know. We had won this. Keeping Lagos clean is actually in our hands. So we just have to try to do the needful. Let's keep it because
Keep Lagos clean.
I think we can have images up there. We have images. Look, it's not
very,
looking nice
very,
actually.
very dirty. And
It is.
another thing again, that Lagosians should please try and start using the pedestrian bridge. When these bridges are there, or before they were created,
Yeah.
people complain that the government should do these bridges because accidents that happens on the road when somebody is trying to cross over.
So how do we go
Now
about the
the
people
bridge is
who
there.
rob on the bridge? So what should be put in
It
place?
heightens the call for more securities.
Okay.
And Lagos State, we know we have so many of these securities outfits everywhere.
Yeah.
At least, even if not all of them, the Lagos State Neighborhood Watch, they are also available, and I believe they should be
Are they
mounting
doing their tasks?
strategic. Probably they might not be aware something like this is going on. That is why this platform is here to create the awareness that things like this go on these
People
bridges.
rob on the bridge. Yes.
It happens. It happens. And Lagos, please, you guys, people should start using the pedestrian bridge. Everybody's in a hurry.
Yeah.
We are just in a hurry in this Lagos. You just because
So,
when you calculate the time,
Climbing the
you
10 staircase.
you climb. You so then
You
come and say,
walk,
no, let me just, I'll
let me
just
just
V and the
cross.
thing. You see that many of the bridge these days is just the people doing physical fitness. They just use it for fitness,
Yeah.
jog up, jog down. But it's people that are supposed to use the bridge are not using it. But that's not an excuse for you to start dumping waste items. Some even go as far as defecating
Another thing is maybe
on
we
the
can
bridge there
actually place others waste bin at these areas.
in Lagos State. Yeah.
Yes, maybe we should
On
just
the
have
bridge.
some.
Yeah, it's not.
Because-
Yes,
I don't know. We just
There
have to
are-
think of
even
ways we can
before-
actually reduce this.
it's not even putting it on the bridge. There are waste bins at some major bus stops. At least you will see something that you can at least throw. Even though on market roads, you will see an open one
Maybe no.
Use
The thing
it.
is, let's forget about market. There was a time I was walking through one road like that, and I walked that distance, and not even a single waste bin I saw. So I think if we can actually have this waste bin mounted at some certain areas, junctions, then I think it should reduce the refuse we have on the streets.
So many things that happens on the streets of Lagos. So please, let's try and make sure
Let's
that
try
we
and make
maintain these
Lagos clean.
facilities because it's
Yeah.
for the betterment of you and I, as it is. So moving on now to other stories. After that, yes, let's go
We
to
have
Osun State.
Adeleke suspends Osun Chief George Ojo. This was disclosed in a statement on Thursday by the spokesperson to the governor, Olawale Rasheed, saying Adeleke approved the suspension of Ojo after the resolution of the State House of Assembly. Rasheed said Adeleke also approved the appointment of Olayinka Afolabi as the new acting chief judge of the state. Meanwhile, following the approval of the resolution of the House by the governor, the deputy governor has been directed by the governor to perform the swearing-in ceremony of the acting chief judge of Osun State, which will be held tomorrow at the Executive Lounge, Governor's Office, Osogbo. The statement partly read.
So now in Osun State, this is the battle between the executive and the legislation. And we have three arms of government. So what's going on? Why is it that the governor of the state is overriding the legislative arm of the government? the court is saying something else, that you can't suspend the Chief Justice of the state. The governor says no, does his own thing, and they will be swearing in another
And
chief.
nothing is being done from the
nothing can be done.
legislative.
So it gets that shows you the extent to which the government has powers in the country. It's not always like this, but right now the governors do what they want to do as long as they are on seats. First off, the governor should not even be in charge of things concerning the Chief Justice. It comes from the Attorney General's office.
Yeah.
But then, welcome to Nigeria. We are in this together, basically. Let's see how
Exactly.
it plays
Welcome
out.
to Nigeria.
Mhm.
That's how it's been done here.
So let's leave Nigeria for now. Let's move on to foreign news. Let's go to the United States of America. Joe Biden is here. He's speaking as Joe Biden has productive talks with Xi Jinping as agreements reached concerning fentanyl and the military communication. Now, the U.S. President Joe Biden emerged from 4 hours of talks with Chinese leader Xi Jinping as he's confident that the fraught U.S.-China relationship was improving, touting agreements on curbing fentanyl production and restoring military communication while still acknowledging the deep strings remain. Biden said he and Xi Jinping had agreed to pick up the phone and talk during periods of disagreements, and called the talks some of the constructive and productive discussions they have had. Yet, departing the summit following a news conference, Biden said he still considered Xi a dictator despite the progress they have achieved over the course of their meeting. So there's discussions going on between US and also China. Two powerhouses there are coming together to make sure that things go smoothly in terms of bilateral relationships between both the United States of America and China. They are both powerhouses, but then they have mutual respect and understanding for each other.
Yep. So moving on, entertainment side of the story, which is Snoop Dogg says he's quitting smoking. Who is Snoop Dogg? Snoop Dogg is the American rapper named Calvin Codoza Produce Jr., popularly known as Snoop Dogg. On Thursday, has actually announced his decision to quit smoking. He took it to his official Instagram page to announce this. After much consideration and conversation with my family, I have decided to give up smoke because please respect my privacy at this time. He said, I am giving up smoking, he added in a simple yet impactful caption that read, the announcement has left fans and the entire music industry in horror. The legendary rapper and actor is known for his style and unabashed love for cannabis. This decision marks a significant shift in his lifestyle.
It's very significant for
Yes.
Snoop Doggy Dogg
To say you want to quit smoking.
That is major. It's major. This I believe he has to even go for therapy.
Yeah.
Strong therapy that has to come with some small slice of deliverance. Because for Snoop Dogg to quit smoking, do you know what? Snoop Dogg smokes like he smokes for a living. You can say that, yes, everybody, he knows, he says it a lot, we see it a lot.
But at the same time, we know that smoking is not good for the health. So it's actually a good one, saying that he wants to actually quit smoking.
You know,
we just hope he's able to.
If he is able to achieve this, I believe if he can do this, I believe so many
He's going to motivate
so many
a lot
people that
of-
want to quit, because there is
Yes.
always the saying that it's hard to stop smoking. Once you are addicted to it, you are addicted. So if he eventually quits this, it will be a source of motivation.
In general, whatever you're addicted to, it's usually hard to pull back from it.
Yes, some things, especially smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah, smoking. So we wish him all the very best in his quest to quit smoking. Talking about Snoop Dogg, legendary. So let's move on right now to yes. So we'll talk about sport later, but let's talk about Oladips. Oladips as it is right there. And the trending stories everywhere. Basically,
We all remember when we came up here and we spoke about
we did RIP. Rest in peace.
and only for news to be trending that Oladips is alive. The rapper's close associates say he will release an apology video soon. Wow. His management revealed his death on Tuesday, November 14, in a message posted on an Instagram account on Wednesday, November 15. They also revealed that Oladips had been fighting demons with himself for almost 2 years. In an update, Kudus Fakoya Oluwadamilare, better known as Kudus, took to his Instagram on Thursday night, November 16, to announce to everyone's shocked that his friend was still alive and well. So my question is, wait, what was the inspiration behind this thing?
This is like, the part Yoruba will say Orishi.
You get it. So like look at the comment that I've been like Oladipo have been fighting demons within himself for the past 2 years. I don't get it. What's the need for this?
You know, he's about to drop an album.
So is it that you're trying to look for traffic to your page? He's
trying to, top the charts.
This is just playing with the people's mind. I mean,
I said something some days ago when we talked about this issue, and I was like, in the country, probably if you die, that's when you will not blow. So people have forgotten about Oladips. When he announced his death, he was trending. He has been trending every day. When last Oladips trend? So he's not doing it right now. For him, it's a publicity stunt, just a prank. I'm waiting for the official apology video. I want to see what he would explain. Probably he will say, okay, it's the theme of my I think I saw the theme of his album somewhere, and some of the songs there, I think the title of the songs is basically talking about death, so many things. So I just want to hear the official explanation.
And we all remember when Mohbad actually, later Mohbad, when he died, and then his music was all going viral. So are we going to say that this is why he actually pulled this prank, this stunt?
Yeah, the title of the album is Superhero Adugbo. Superhero Adugbo. So we're waiting to see the explanation, if it would corroborate any of this.
However, really what do you guys think about this?
Yes, what do you think about Oladips faking his death? I think Skippy did something like this back then, where Skippy was still with 5 Star, and somebody did a song, if you fake your death, if you still no blow. Yeah, so I don't know how Oladips, because if there's so many angles to this thing, it might work out, and right now it's not working out because people are not happy.
When this went online, come and see a lot of comments. Some people were even like, "Oh God, please take Oladips and give us Mohbad." I was like a lot of people were dragging him that. Why would he say such?
This die true.
Honestly,
we do candlelight for you. Social media was.
I mean, you were just playing with the people's emotion. A lot of people too, because yesterday I could see a lot of music stars, people, celebrities commenting and saying, "Oh God." Even me, I came up here and
we said R.I.P.
Yes.
We did condolence to the family.
Yes. So this is not really a smart move. It's not.
I need to look for the person that advised him. Let's ask him 1 or 2 questions.
Yes, you need to go through some.
All right, let's leave that and move on to sports this morning. Super Eagles. The sport too is not really exciting. I won't lie to you. The Super Eagles of Nigeria yesterday played out a 1-1 draw with Lesotho. And that happened in Nigeria, here in Akwa Ibom, at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium. That's where it happened. The match was a match that normally we should win. Normally, Lesotho should not even see our back, but then it happened 1-1, and we'll move on to the next game against Zimbabwe. The coach of the two sides, the coach of Super Eagles of Nigeria, lamented so many missed chances by his strikers, and hoping they will do more in games that are coming up. So we wish the Super Eagles all the very best. I really don't want to dwell about this game. Another thing is that the game was not on TV yesterday, and I'm asking why. And no TV station was showing the game, and I'm asking why. You had to watch. We all had to watch this game at the match online yesterday. But for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, we believe they can actually do better in coming up on games that are coming up.
Yes. We've heard it all from the entertainment side to the foreign, to the sports, and we had it in politics also. So do not forget to leave your comments on any of these stories we've all discussed and analyzed here. So we'll be going on a quick short break right now, and when we are back, we'll be discussing on our main headline, which is FG declares state of emergency in Nigerians' health sector. Do stay with us, we'll be right back.
100 Nereko, Estambaseco.
Yeah, welcome back. This is still Lagos this morning, live here on Flip TV, and my name is Ibuka.
And yes, my name is Stu Kufura Ladutimi.
Yeah, fine. So, I said you are fine.
Ibuka, eh?
You are fine. So, yes, before we go into the main topic for today, we have some comments already from Majid. Majid is saying, why will we borrow for liability? My brother. We should only borrow to invest, not to give palliatives. Just corroborating what I was saying. We should be borrowing to invest.
Does Nigeria know how to invest?
Of course, we are investing. We are investing. Yeah, because some of the roads.
After investing, now do we even get the what do I call it? Do we get to see the outcome of it all?
Yes, so the second Niger bridge is one of them.
Okay.
Yes.
Supporting
at
Nigeria.
least.
You're a patriotic
Yes, it's
citizen.
one of
I
them.
see that.
She dey enter your eyes closer. Emma.
How you dey tell am say make close am?
Now she talk close am now. I'm not the one that said close.
Okay.
She says, why would she enter my eyes? She breathes.
Yeah, so close am.
Okay, so quickly, let's move into the topic for today.
Yes.
Federal government declaring a state of emergency in Nigeria's health sector. Now, it is what it is right now that the federal government have come outside officially to let us know that they are declaring a state of emergency, or they want to declare. They've declared it yesterday, a state of emergency in the health sector of the country. And this is basically not news for us because we know that the health sector in the country is going through a lot. In fact, a lot is going through the health sector in Nigeria as it is.
Yes.
So many things are wrong. So many things are going wrong. The reason why the resident doctors, the medical doctors, even the nurses are leaving the country in numbers. In fact, if you ask me, this emergency should have been declared a long time ago.
Now, I wanted to ask that, is it now they are just realizing the emergency? Because it should have been declared long time ago.
Long time
just
ago,
like you said.
when the doctors started leaving, when the doctors started complaining about many things going wrong.
Yes, what the doctors now are doing is they try to work in the country, gather the little money they can actually gather, and then once it's enough, they fly out and go and work outside the country.
Outside the country.
Exhibit those skills.
So many of the best doctors out there are Nigerian doctors.
Yes, actually.
So there are so many things that we know that is wrong in the health sector in the country. The brain drain is part of the issues. We have so many patients but few doctors. In fact, at a point it became worse that the doctor that treated you today, when you go back to that same hospital the next day, they will tell you has gone to Germany.
Don't jackpot.
In a day.
This jackpot syndrome,
It's something. Sometimes too, the doctor that treats you in the morning, another doctor will come in the once you come in the evening, that same evening, the same day.
Look, everybody process with you.
You understand? Everybody is just basically living.
Yes.
And now it's even worse because even when our politicians are sick or are not feeling fine, even a small something, they are going abroad. Because even some things that I find a bit strange is that we have medical doctors. We have state hospitals.
Yes.
In a government setting, in a government house, there are always medical practitioners in that government house. But if the governor of that state is sick, they will fly him outside the country.
I think you provided a solution
Yes.
that day that they should make it mandatory. They should make it maybe like a law that no government is allowed to actually fly out. So everything that you are looking for that outside country, provide it
here.
These are things we should actually be putting our money in, not the SUVs, not the
frivolous spendings that we are having.
What did they say? They say health is wealth. So if the country is not in good health, the people, how are we going to have the wealth? How are we going to live well to spend the wealth?
Federal government declaring a state of emergency. Let's have your say concerning this issue that we are talking about, concerning the federal government of Nigeria finally, because I'll put it that way, finally declaring a state of emergency in the health sector.
Gideon has a comment here. Say state of emergency call country of emergency. Now today daybreak.
Well, in Pidgin, they will tell you that now anytime person wake up for morning, anytime person wake up, 9 be morning. If you wake up for night, you first take greet person good morning. Yeah, so better late than never. At least we don't finally wake up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Majid, Kofo, this one way you say low key. Hope say you know they plan your own japa.
My
Brother,
brother.
with this face you are looking at, so Kofo you see today, you might not say.
Oh my God, help us,
By the way, Majid, where are you watching
Chatting.
from?
I mean, watching
Make
us
you know
from.
you are typing, you are not even here.
There's no
because
way you
you
are.
understand?
No, be say you said don't accept the jackpot
You
syndrome.
understand? So where are you currently?
Yes.
So federal government doing these things. I wish and I really hope so that the House of Assembly, which I know and I said it the last time, they will not make laws like this. Laws that will make sure that you are there as a local government chairman. You will not leave your ward or your constituency if you are not feeling fine. They should treat you there. All these things will work. It's just basic knowledge. It's just basic knowledge. If you're a local government chairman, make sure that the health center in your local government, at least 2 health centers, are working perfectly.
And we have people.
We
who
have
are
people, we have
actually-
good doctors
and there
in
are
the
good
country.
facilities, good equipment, and everything in the hospital, in the health clinics. and all.
Another thing is how much are they paying these doctors? How much are they giving to them? That is why
Yes.
these doctors are even leaving. Now we talk about they will come, they will say that, oh, there is no money in the country, whereas we have money to be buying a presidential yacht. We have monies for SUVs. We have monies for renovation. These monies can as well go into other sectors concerning paying of salaries. Doctors are complaining. You understand? These are the things that we should be looking at to block in all these places that monies are escaping from. If we utilize these things, even doctors outside will be willing to come back to the country
Yes.
to treat their own people, make sure their own people are okay. But because I'm treating you as a doctor, imagine I'm a doctor and I am not okay. You come as a patient that is not okay. Me alone, I'm not even
I'm
okay.
not okay.
So 2 okay people can I'm not okay, you are not okay. I should not be treating you equally. Work. It can't work that way. So these are the issues that we should be focusing on. Health, declaring a state of emergency is very welcomed, but it should have been done a long time ago. Now the question is, now that we have
What's
finally
the way?
declared
Exactly.
state of emergency, is it that it will just be mouth talk?
No action.
You understand? Majid, you said we did in Nigeria together. Oh, thank you.
My brother.
Okay. Keep staying in Nigeria together. Kofo, if you see visa jackpot, oh,
My dear, I go jackpot.
Emma's jackpot. For her to say this,
Not true.
maybe Emma, are you in the country or you're outside the country, basically? So these are the issues. These are the things we should be looking at. Okay.
Yes.
A state of emergency has been declared. What are we doing next? Are we going to revamp the health sector? Are we going to look at how much the doctors will be collecting, their allowances? What are those things? These are the things we want to hear. These are the things that doctors want to hear. Not just doctors, the ones that are in the university studying medicine.
Yes.
These are the things they want to hear, that okay, there is a future for us here in the country. An average medical student in the university is not even thinking Nigeria anymore.
Yes, they're already like preparing scholarships, seeking for scholarship, writing
to go
scholarship
outside the
exams,
country.
seeking to, just leave the country immediately. They are done with their
Done,
school.
and you're
And
going
it's not meant
outside
to
the
be so,
country.
but you wouldn't blame them when the country they are in is not making any plans
You
for
understand?
them. You finish your school and then you just sit at home with a medicine certificate. Imagine. So they just have to sit for sponsorship exam, and then they leave the country, go and practice their skills, go and practice their knowledge outside the country.
The people you are looking up to are already outside the country, whereas
The
you,
future
so if
leaders of
you understand.
tomorrow.
So these are the issues that I believe that the government needs to work on for us to have a better country.
It's
as
a
it
good
is.
one that they declare this state of emergency, even though it's a bit late, but we hope to actually see works going on.
Not just
Not just
just
words.
mouth actions.
Yes.
Now drugs are expensive, medicines you can't afford them anymore. These are part of the things. Some of the industries here that produces these drugs have left the country. Mention the likes of GSK and the likes. They were in Nigeria before. When they were in the country, some drugs were a bit affordable. Right now, they have gone to other countries, and the sad part is that some of them are even going to neighboring African countries to set up the same business, and they are importing these drugs in the country, and the price is now on the high side. Why? Because of how forex is, the dollar and the naira. We are talking about it right now, 1,115 naira thereabout. So if you are adding all these things, drugs will become more expensive and more difficult for people to buy. People cannot purchase drugs anymore. These are all encompassing in the health sector. You go to meet a doctor.
Imagine a person that is earning 30,000 naira monthly, and then maybe you fall sick, and before the month ends, you already pour all your salary
on getting one drug, just one drug. You understand? The prayer we should be prepared. Everybody is praying right now. Nigeria is funny. Let me explain on a lighter note now. This is the prayer everybody is praying. The prayer we are praying now is not to fall sick.
Yes.
Do not fall sick. That's just the prayer of an average Nigerian. But as you are praying that same prayer, one doctor is saying, pray, say, Father, may your will be done.
Yes, that's how they will eat.
Because the doctors too.
So they will eat, they will make money.
The doctors too have to eat, so you understand?
So you see, that's just the twist about everything. That's
so
just like...
federal government, please, we don't just want this declaring of state of emergency. We want to see these actions. We want to see changes in the health sector of the country. We want to see changes. How you want to effect these changes? The Minister of Health has to come in. The Minister of Labour and Employment has to come in. The Minister of Science and Technology, because you ask yourself, science and technology, what technology have we brought into the country? We have been battling malaria since God knows how long. What we are battling is what? The cure, how to treat malaria. But how to stop malaria? Are we thinking of that one? How do we stop malaria? How do we stop mosquitoes? Those things. So many things that are here that we need to talk about. Hannah Bob, thank you. You no need to come out to advise others to run from their country. You no need to come out to advise others to, okay, that means if you even in Nigeria, they advise others. Okay, I get what you're saying, Hannah Bob. Emma Samuel, you say you did here. Okay. So we are in this together.
We all did together. Don't worry. Nigeria go better. This country go better.
All right. Thank you, because we have to leave the studio right about now.
Yes.
We appreciate you all so much for always.
Oh yes, and it's my best day of the week. Friday, weekend.
Fridays. I love Fridays.
Yes, so we could take some time to relax and relax for a new week ahead. Yes, it's been a wonderful time here in the studio, and it's been a wonderful time interacting with every one of our viewers, from Gideon, Majid, Emma, Samuel, Anna Bob. Yes,
Majid.
Thank you very much, all of you, for commenting, and
thank you for
to
staying
all
in
our
Nigeria.
viewers.
Thank you for believing in Nigeria.
Yes, so
yes. All right, so we'll see you on next week. Monday, God's willing, will be here. And we're sure to catch you as it is. My name is still Ebuka Ezobika.
And my name still remains Koforola Adrotimiuke. Have a lovely weekend.
100 naira, let's